I think I figured it out. It's time. Time's the problem. Time is what's getting me in trouble. You see, as a production woodworker, you have a lot of time. Time to sit here at this lathe or a workbench or whatever else and think, because this stuff does get kind of redundant over time. And if you're somebody like me who, is probably a little ADHD manic adjacent, well, that can get you in trouble. Because you can get time to think, time to come up with crazy, stupid ideas. And sometimes those ideas might not be so stupid. They might not be so crazy. And you end up thinking about them even when you're not in production mode. When you're at night, sleeping, they keep you up at night. Insomnia ensues. You come back to the lathe, and you end up with more time to refine those thoughts, to refine those designs in your head. I mean, it's just an unending circle of mania that a lot of people who aren't production woodworkers don't have to suffer through. I mean, it's all time's fault. Time's going to blame for this crazy new idea for a workbench I have. Now, over the decades, I've built a lot of workbenches, a lot of work surfaces. I mean, this workbench right here is one of 16 I built for a woodworking school. And if you just, look around this shop, you can see most of my work surfaces are not store-bought. And as many of y'all followers might know, my big goal for 2024 was to have a teardrop trailer built and build a entire mobile workshop with a lot of work surfaces, and I could travel around the country working art markets, building stuff, selling stuff, and making content that other people couldn't create. But things don't always go as you plan. And, with time, you have a lot of chances to listen to those inspirational thinkers and stuff like that, which, if you believe them or not, a lot of times I just find that they have little nuggets of truth that you can apply, but most of it is just kind of BS. But there's this one that's been stuck with me for a long time, that Dave Ramsey thing about you suck at being poor. If you don't have nice things, you can't afford nice things, well, that just means you need to take, his words, shitty things and make them nice. And that's kind of how I've always been. I can't afford to buy nice things, so you make nice things. And it's kind of just an idea of being poor. You just have to go the extra mile sometimes to get to where you want to be. And I'm got time, and I'm sitting here thinking, because there's a good chance I'm not going to be able to travel next year with that teardrop and that mobile shop, which I've already built. I just got to finish the stupid teardrop. But I should have had it already done and testing it now to be able to travel in spring and summer. So, is there a way I can do the same thing, just cheaper? Just working it. And that's what got me going with a whole new workbench or work holding idea for something that, instead of loading an entire shop into the back of a pickup, maybe I could do it on the back of a motorcycle. My entire carving setup is in this bag right here. In here, I have multiple saws. So not only could I harvest a tree and process it, I can split it with my awl. I got several axes. I got several knives. I got several hook knives. I have all my carving utensils, all that kind of stuff. So I could actually have a green woodworking shop fit inside just this right here, along with a lot of the blanks I carve out on the road. And I could basically sell those kind of things at art markets and farmers markets, and I don't have to make as much to buy gas for a motorcycle than a gas-guzzling pickup truck hauling a trailer and an entire workshop. Maybe that might get me by for, spring and summer until I can finish that teardrop. But I have a problem here. I had to build custom work benches for all those power tools and the turning setup that I'm building. you still need some way to hold your work, to work your work with grain woodworking. And my beloved chopping block will not fit on a motorcycle. Neither will a shave horse or a shave mule. So, that's what got me thinking. A new design of a chopping block work-holding workbench that will operate the same as both and come close to fitting in the bag. It's a little bit heavier than I thought. I'm thinking of something. I might be changing this up a little bit, but I'm fairly happy with that. Next, I need a facsimile of a shave horse and a spoon mule. I just need to buy some belt stuff so I can, clamp it on back. But what do you think? Why, you don't get it? Isn't it self-explanatory? Well, I mean, the whole idea is it's small enough that it can fit on the back seat of the motorcycle, and my tent can go on top to secure it down. And if I have any chair or anything like that, I can just kind of set it in my lap and start, chopping and stuff like that. And if I need to use my spoke shaves or anything, with it strapped around here so it anchors it, I have a base and I have a front. And I can just kind of anchor it and carve in. I can even relocate it for different size stuff, and it'll just stay right there. Just carve with me. I mean, for small spoons, when I'm working on the rough handles, move that there and I can get it even closer, and just kind of holds it down until I can get the knife on it to make the cuts. I mean, it's not perfect. It's not as nice as a spoon mule, and I still suck at this craft, but I think it'll work. And I always have my stop. Plus, if you understand these knives, your elbows won't let you come back to cut yourself. But there's my stop. And it should work out okay. Just kind of rest it and carve away. Of course, I'm going against the grain right there. But y'all get the idea, right? So what do you think? Oh, I should mention that I have a screw hole in the middle, so I can put it on a screw chuck on my lathe, so I can return this at any time. As you can tell, I already cut it down a little bit, and I have an idea that maybe I could hollow it out to make it even lighter, because this is pecan, it's pretty hard, and striking the top is just with the axe is just to preserve whatever else is around me. So, I don't know, crazy idea. But I got the facsimile of my chopping block and the rough facsimile of a shave horse. Y'all got any ideas how I can improve it? But no matter all that, at least my crazy ideas has a prototype number 1, so I can get it out of my head, get some sleep, and get back to the production work. I hope you enjoyed this. Maybe picked up a few tips and tricks as I watched along. But remember, it's always worth the effort to learn, create stuff, and share it with others. Now to get back to production work. But I could